Great morning. Welcome to the Ultimate Planning Hour, where women coaches and entrepreneurs come to be educated, equipped, and empowered to plan your work and work your plans. Join me here on the Powerhouse in Motion campus every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time to maximize each day, optimize your performance, and bring harmony to your life. Great morning, great morning. Come on in. Great Monday morning. It is February 22nd, and we are celebrating again, the last Monday of February, right? We're celebrating Black History Month. And so today I'm coming to you to celebrate our very own Oprah Winfrey. But before we do, I must welcome you appropriately. Equipped, empowered, poised and positioned to move those who are ready to move is my ultimate mission. I wake up every day with a smile on my face, determined to make a difference in my assigned place. You see, my purpose, my passion, and my focus is to take you from where you are to where you want to be. I am Pamela Lue-Hing, better known as Coach P, with Powerhouse Unlimited LLC, and I welcome you again on this fabulous Monday morning. We are streaming and broadcasting live from my personal page, of course, and the Powerhouse Coaches and Entrepreneurs campus, as well as our YouTube. And so I want to invite you to just spend a few moments with me this morning as we share some nuggets from Miss Oprah Winfrey as we celebrate her life and all the work that she is doing. So I want to invite you to come on in and just get your papers and pen. Please, as it says, share, comment, start a watch party, because I promise you, you'll want to get these nuggets from Miss Oprah Winfrey. As we all know, Oprah Winfrey is a talk show host, a television producer. She is an author. She's a philanthropist. And according to Forbes, she has amassed over $2.6 billion. I didn't say million, I said $1 billion. So I've spent a little time just listening to some of her speeches, some of her commentary, and I really just spend time learning and growing and getting all the nuggets that I possibly can get so I can grow myself and share with you as well. So this morning, I wanted to share with you three tips that I gathered from listening to Oprah and just her sharing her knowledge with others. And so the first thing I want to share with you this morning is this. She says that the moment you can figure out what it is you should be doing, the sooner you can get about the business of doing that. The moment you can figure out what it is you should be doing, the sooner you can get about the business of doing that. There is nothing more powerful than having focus. How do I know that? Because I spent my lifetime trying to figure the thing out. That's how I know that. Trying to get focused. And I'll never forget when I first started my coaching business, which was more than 10 years ago. I was blessed to have met with a millionaire and my mentor. So my mentor introduced me to this millionaire. And my partner, Kwanda, we were sitting there and he asked about our businesses and what our areas of expertise were and so forth and so on. And so at the end of our discussion, he looked at me and he said, "You're not focused. You're not focused." And here it is. I thought I had focus. So I was trying to figure out what in the world was he talking about. Well, it's taken me some time to figure that out. Why? Because when you are blessed and gifted in so many different areas, it can be quite a challenge to figure out just what you should be doing. Just what is it that God has called you to do? It can be quite cumbersome. And one thing that I have always known is that I am responsible for me. I'm responsible for me. I'm responsible for my actions. But the other thing that I'm responsible for is making my impact where I'm planted. Wherever I've stepped my feet, I've wanted to make a difference. That I was very focused on. And I continue to be focused on that. But in doing so, sometimes we're planting our feet, we're making an impact, and we're so busy making that impact that we lose focus of what we should be doing and continuing to do. And then setting the boundaries, right? Setting boundaries, all because we plant our feet somewhere. Does that mean that we have to stay there? When do we move? When do we shift? When do we say no? Right? So anyway, back to Oprah. The moment you can figure out what it is you should be doing, the sooner you can get about the business of doing that. And it's amazing what God does when we finally figure out that thing that we should be doing. We put one foot, we step with one foot, and then He gives us the strength to step with the second foot. And then what happens is He lights the pathway for the next step and then the next step. But it all requires us to get focused and decide a direction. Okay, so to decide that direction. So again, if you want to really know, ask me, because I've been there, done that, and it has been an exciting journey, and nonetheless, it's been filled with lessons, and that's why I can sit here today and tell you that I can totally concur with what Oprah is saying. The moment you figure out what it is you should be doing, the sooner you can get about the business of doing that. And it's amazing the tools and the resources that come into play once you decide what it is you should be doing. And so I am excited this morning. Lenitra, she is here. Miss Lady Lenitra is here. She says, good morning. Great morning. I love her. She says, good morning. That is Lenitra. And then she says, yes, that part, that part, Lenitra, that part. Yes, God is so good that He has equipped us and empowered us with so much and so many blessings. But again, we've got to figure out what it is we should be doing and then get about the business of doing that. What else does Oprah share with us? The way through the challenges is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move? I'll say it again. The way through the challenge is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move? I had to take a deep breath on that one, especially after last week, because this time last Monday, Texas was facing the worst winter storm it has ever seen. And Texas was just not prepared for what we experienced. So I can honestly tell you that in those moments, we all had to get still because we didn't have any other choice, right? With the ice storms and the snow, but get still and ask ourselves, what was the next right move for us? And for many, it was to stay warm and to make sure that they were safe. That was the deal last week. And so in a moment of crisis, somehow it's in us, it's innate. God has put it inside of us to be survivors, to think, what do I need to do in this very moment? That's in a crisis. But then what if we're not in a crisis? What if it's from day to day, getting up every single day? Still, we must ask, what is the next right move? And all too often, we don't ask that because we get so busy and get so caught up in the day to day, the day in and the day out, that we don't stop to ask, not just ourselves, but asking God first, right? God, what is my next best move today? What do you have for me to do today? And then after you make that move, God, what is the next move? And then He also gives us the wisdom when we ask to determine what our next move should be. That's once we're focused, but it all begins with focus and determining what the right thing is for you. So perhaps you are currently employed and you want a backup plan, right? You want to figure out what is it, what else, God, do you have for me? What's inside of me that I can share with others? Perhaps you're thinking about creating a business. What's inside of me that I can package to share with others, to help others, to make my impact and do what God is calling me to do. So as you're going through these challenges, whether it's a crisis, whether it is trying to figure out your next move, we have to remember to stop and ask ourselves, what is the next right move? The right move for me, God, what is it? And so I want to invite you. I actually conduct strategy sessions. So if you are interested in figuring out your next right move, I want you to connect with me. You can go to, as you see it, bit.ly/strategy session with Coach P. That is bit.ly/strategy session with Coach P. And get on the calendar. Select a time that works best for you and let's talk about it. Let's talk about your next right move. Let's talk about where you are and figuring out if you don't know. If you don't know, or if you think you may know, but you're not quite sure, what that next move should be for you, give me a call. Let's talk about it so we can determine what is, and I can share with you some strategies to determine what that next right move might be for you. Okay, so again, bit.ly/strategy session with Coach P. And then the last nugget that I want to share with you today from Queen Oprah, Auntie Oprah, Lady Oprah, Billionaire Oprah, is keep a grateful journal. She says to keep a grateful journal and every day list five things that you are grateful for every single day. Every single day. And I can promise you that many things happen in the pages of a journal. And what's so interesting is we're in a technology age, right? But I can promise you there is nothing like pen and paper. There is something magical that happens when the pen or the pencil meets the paper. And we actually have to write what we're thinking and what we're feeling, right? There's just something magical that happens. So, Oprah, you're right. My first book, Pink Slip to Powerhouse 12 Steps to Next, was born out of the pages of my journal. So I can attest to the fact that some amazing things happen when you put pen to paper. So she says to list 5 things that you're grateful for every single night. And what will begin to happen, especially during these times when we're so challenged in so many different ways in our lives, what begins to happen is this. Our perspective begins to shift on what God has already blessed us with. And then once we can really embrace and honor what he has blessed us with, only then can he bless us with more. But first, we've got to acknowledge that. We've got to be able to see those blessings, acknowledge those blessings, give thanks for those blessings, and then stand in anticipation and expectation that he's going to give us more. He doesn't have to. No, he doesn't. But he loves us just that much that we honor him and we glorify God for what he has blessed us with. So what are we grateful for every single day? And even through moments of darkness, moments of depression, moments of uncertainties, moments of fear, moments of frustration, at the end of the day, we just got to sit still and say, God, I thank you. Thank you for getting me through it. If that's the only thing you can be grateful for in a day, just thank him for that alone. Because then new mercies you see this morning. The sun is shining bright outside here in Texas. All the snow is gone here in Texas. Praise God. What are you grateful for on this day? Please put in comments what you're grateful for. I love it. And Lenitra says, focus. Focus is the reason our paths cross, and you empowered me with your coaching sessions. Oh, bless your heart, Lenitra. I remember that day, but I also remember looking across the room and seeing a powerful woman with so many phenomenal things inside of her. I remember looking at the woman, I was like, wow, she is so sharp. She is so sharp and so brilliant. When I got a chance to meet you, you're so brilliant, Lenitra, and what you're doing and what you have done in your life has been so powerful in impacting other people's lives. And you continue to do that every single day, Lenitra. That's just who you are. That's who God created you to be. Every room you walk into, there's a ray of sunshine that meets the people in that room when you walk into the room. So, my sister, I want to empower you today. I want to encourage you today. And I thank you for your words, because not only have I empowered you, you've empowered me. You empowered me from the moment that I met you. And I'll never forget that moment at St. Paul in the sanctuary. Okay. I will never forget that moment. So thank you for being a part of my life. I'm grateful for you today. How about that? I'm grateful for you. And then Sam, hey there, Sam. Great topic. Thank you, Coach Pamela. Love from the Philippines. Hey there. You're supposed to be asleep now. What are you doing up? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And grateful for your life. I love that, Sam. You're grateful for life, for your family and opportunities. Yes. And I tell you, Sam, it's so amazing when you said, you're grateful for opportunities, because opportunities are available to us if we just open our eyes to see them. And so, Sam, I've worked with you. You've done some amazing work for me. And I tell you what, you are a woman of opportunities and possibilities. So I'm grateful for you today, Sam. I'm grateful for you being here with me today when you're supposed to be asleep. It's nighttime there in the Philippines. Go to bed. But wait, we got just a few more minutes to go. So don't go to bed just yet. Hang tight. All right. But I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much. And thank you for the love, Lenitra. Thank you for the love. So what have we talked about? Again, from Miss Oprah Winfrey, some nuggets from her today. Let's recap. The moment you can figure out what it is you should be doing, the sooner you can get about the business of doing that. All right. So that moment, write it down, journal it. The moment that you can figure out what it is you should be doing. So I want to encourage you today. If you already know what you should be doing, write it down again, because repetition is queen. Repetition is where things happen. Repetition is where you create a rhythm, and our souls like rhythm. Like when music turns on and you don't know why you're moving. If music starts going and you hear a beat that you like, all of a sudden, maybe you start patting your feet. Maybe you start shaking your head, right? And it gets good to you. You get in a rhythm, and there's something to a rhythm. All right. There's something to a rhythm. 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 All right. So you just get in a rhythm, figure out what you should be doing, and then get to it. You can get about the business of figuring out how to make it happen. The next thing that Oprah shared with us is the way through the challenge is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move? And I'll add to that, ask God. Ask God, what's the next right move for you? And then once he speaks to you, when you get still, you can hear him. My prayer for you is that he would sensitize your ears to his holy divine voice so you can clearly hear from him. Because when we hear from him, there is nothing like it. When we get clarity on our purpose, clarity on our path, clarity on what it is we need to be doing, then we can get about the business of putting one foot in front of the other and just making that happen. And then lastly, what are you grateful for? List 5 things tonight. I challenge each of you tonight. I'm going to do it too. Okay. Because I don't do that every night. I don't. But I'm going to start. I need to start. I have to start. Because Oprah said it. $2.6 billion. I think there's a few things we can learn from Miss Oprah. Okay. So we honor her today. But let's 5 things you are grateful for tonight. So let's do that. I challenge you. Let's do this Monday through this Friday. Who's going to join me? If you're going to join me, go ahead, type in comments. I'm going to list 5 things. Just put 5 things. 5 things you're grateful for. 5 things. Just put 5 things in comments, then I know you're on board with me. Okay. And it changes the perspectives of the day in our lives. Okay. The moment that we even speak what we're grateful for, we write it down, we think about it. And instead of thinking about things that are filled with drudgery and things that are filled with angst and anxiety, we shift. Our mind shifts. Where our mind goes, our energy flows. So if our mind goes to the negative, then we produce negative energy. If our mind goes to the positive, then we produce positive energy. And then we begin to have physiological reactions. Our body actually reacts to what we're thinking when we think it. So we have to reframe what we're thinking if it's not serving us well. We got to think about those things that are serving us well. Let's see who else is joining us today. I love it from Africa. I love it. Shirley is with us from Africa today. Shirley, thank you for joining us. She says there's something to a rhythm, Shirley. And Shirley, you know all about a rhythm. There's something to the rhythm. There's something to our daily habits, right? And if we just get into a rhythm, we get into that rhythm. We get into that rhythm, right? There's something about a rhythm that makes us move. There's something about a rhythm that makes us do what we're called to do. I love it. I love it. I love it. 5 things. Shirley's with me this week. 5 things. We're going to do 5 things, Shirley. If it's just me and you, I don't see any other comments. Anybody else? Lenitra, you join us. Sam, you're going to join us this week in the Philippines. Let's do this all over the world. So we have the Philippines on. We got Africa on. We got Charlotte, North Carolina on. If you're on with me, you're going to join me this week. What are we doing? 5 things. We're writing 5 things that we're grateful for at the end of our evenings. Okay, before we lay it down, 5 things. All right. So that's what we're going to do this week. I thank you for joining me. That's all I have for you today. I've got to go make Mama some breakfast. She's up now. She's up and about. So that's what I've got to go and do before I get into my work day. But I wanted to come and share with you, as I always do, at the Ultimate Planning Hour. Please join me again on next Monday. And then this Saturday. Oh, just a reminder before I forget, if you're interested in figuring out what it is you need to be doing so that you can move into the direction of what God is calling you to do, go ahead and schedule that strategy session with me, bit.ly/strategy session with Coach P. And then if you are interested in coaching, life or business coaching, you're an entrepreneur, or you are already a coach and you're looking to up level. You've been in the game for 0 to 3 years and you're looking to take it to the next level. Go ahead and join me this Saturday. I'm going to do a masterclass this Saturday at 1 p.m. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the key elements to a great foundation. When you have a great foundation, you can build. But when we don't have a great foundation, it's very, very difficult to build. The second thing that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to give you the critical questions to ask to get the results you want to see. So there are results you want to see, but how are you going to see the results? I'm going to give you those critical questions to ask yourself in order to make that happen. And then lastly, the daily habits, the rhythm, right? The daily habits to help you attract the ideal clients now. All right. So join me this Saturday for the masterclass. And then it looks like somebody else chimed in. I loved it. Okay. Powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chosen Anointed, 5 things. All right now. Come on, join me. 5 things. I love it. Lenitra said 5. Yes, 5 grateful moments. Yes. And Shirley said powerful. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. All right. So that's all I have for you today, y'all. That's it. All right. So let me go feed my mama. She is waiting for me. So I got to go. All right. So God bless you all. We're going to start tonight. 5 grateful things. I thank you for being here. I'll see you next Monday. Make it a great day. Make it a great week.